Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Wow, what a brilliant fight between Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor. Catterall wins unanimous decision. Of course, he should have had the first fight. I definitely thought he won this fight. I had it 116, 112 to Catterall. The DAZN commentators are saying, 117, 111's too wide. Two of the judges had it like that. Yeah, maybe a little bit. But there were swing rounds. This was a fight where you had one guy putting serious pressure on the other guy, and the one who was soaking up the pressure was counter-punching, trying to control the range, jabbing. It was just a very, very impressive technical fight, but exciting, very, very exciting. Post-fight, Taylor said he thought he edged it. Bob Arum got in the ring, all 92 years of him. He wasn't happy, Uncle Bob. He was like, these cards are a disgrace. I'm never going to let an American fighter fight over here again. Well, unfortunately, Josh Taylor's Scottish, Bob, but I know what you mean. He's under your promotional banner, so you're not happy. But Uncle Bob, he ain't rolling over. He ain't mellowing with age. But I thought the right man won. I mean, it's as simple as that. I thought from the off, you had Catterall coming out and jabbing with a real intent. I mean, he started within the first 10 seconds. He was stepping to Taylor, jabbing. Taylor was the high guard. Both southpaws, by the way, high guard, moving forward constantly. First 3 rounds, I think I might have given them all to Catterall, or did I give 2 to Catterall and 1 to Taylor? I felt Taylor was trying to wear out Catterall with constant pressure, even though he wasn't necessarily firing that many punches. And to be honest, by the 4th, 5th round, it looked like it might be paying dividends because Taylor did start to let his hands go more. Catterall was definitely landing more punches. Taylor was throwing a lot of punches and was definitely forcing Catterall back, but he wasn't landing that many. There were sort of these little flurries, these little bursts by Taylor, which did look impressive. Catterall, after 4 rounds, 5 rounds, I thought Catterall was beginning to sag a little bit, but he kind of got back into it, and he was, generally speaking, controlling the range. And when he controlled that range, if there was a jabbing match going on, there was only one winner, and that was Catterall. So Taylor had to sort of roll the dice, throw caution to the wind, force his way in, keep Catterall on the back foot, land punches, doesn't matter whether you're hitting arms, elbows, shoulders, whatever it was, and just make Catterall fight at a pace that was ultimately going to drain him for the 12 rounds. And there were times when it definitely looked like Taylor was doing that. Nevertheless, Catterall was landing some sharp counters, some sharp punches. Taylor finished the fight with quite a serious, it was definitely a prominent swelling underneath the right eye. Catterall had a few minor abrasions, but I think the jab for Catterall was the key weapon, because he was landing other punches. There wasn't a great deal of bodywork going on. I know I do go on about bodywork in fights, but there wasn't that much going on, and that was disappointing. Taylor, weirdly, as the fight progressed, there was, by the way, I should mention, there were also a lot of head clashes in the first 4 rounds, about 4 or 5 head clashes. And when you consider that Catterall is, 3 inches shorter than Taylor, Taylor's 5'10". Catterall at 5'7" was coming in and maybe doing a little bit of a Holyfield. The head is the third glove, and Catterall was warned. I think they were both warned actually, but Taylor, there were no cuts, thankfully, which did surprise me. It did surprise me. Taylor had blood coming out of his nose, but weirdly enough, as I was about to say a moment ago, I thought Taylor, even though he struggled supposedly to make 140, I thought he looked like the guy who was handling the pace better. And it was a high pace that he was setting. He just wasn't letting his hands go. And he was doing plenty of feints on the outside. But I got the feeling and this is so much easier said than done, of course, but I felt he needed to feint on the way in, if you know what I mean. I didn't think he was doing enough of that. And as a result, Catterall was able to control the range and counter. Footwork was decent by both men. Taylor had quick feet. Catterall stayed out of trouble for the most part with his quick feet and with his reflexes. There was one, I think it was the 9th round, where And this kind of summed up the fight for Taylor, I think. He was winning the round, and then he walked into this almighty backhand left from Catterall. How he didn't go down, I don't know, because it pushed him back, and he was stung. But he didn't hit the floor. And to be honest with you, it just shows what a great chin Taylor's got. And it does kind of belie the fact that he's tight at the weight, or as tight at the weight as we thought he was, because if he had been weakened, he would have hit the floor over that punch. He walked right into it. And in fact, there was the same punch in the same round, which didn't land nearly as hard. But again, he was gambling because he knew he had to get close. He had to outwork Catterall. But of course, if you're going to fight in such a cavalier manner, you're going to leave yourself open to punches and to these counters, certainly to the backhand. Yeah, I mean, they fought their hearts out, both of them. There's a simple solution to any kind of controversy over this fight, and that is have a third one. As Taylor said afterwards, we're one each now. So let's have a third one. And I'd watch it, because this was a terrific fight. Technical, but very, very exciting. I think the right man won. I think Taylor showed he's got plenty left. You know, he seemed to be up for this fight. I did get the feeling that perhaps Catterall wanted it more, that Taylor was there, not for the paycheck, but because his options were limited. He lost his last belt to Lopez. It's a shame that Catterall wasn't undisputed champion. He certainly deserved to be after that first fight, which he clearly won. I thought he won this one. But a third fight is an option. You know, it's an option. I mean, at 140, there's some killers at 140, you know, with, you know, Teofimo Lopez, as we know about, Subriel Mateus. Rather than put either man in with either of those again, I mean, Taylor's already fought Teo. But rather than go for the belts, maybe a third fight before that is an option. I mean, Taylor's 33 now, so he's not getting any younger. Catterall is 30. And I'm sure there's money in a rubber match. So why not? Why not? What do you think of the fight? Did you enjoy it as much as me? Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please hit the like button as well and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. It's your channel as much as mine, because if you didn't watch these videos, what's the point of making them? You know what I mean? Anyway, thank you very much. Great fight. See you later. Bye for now.